inside Unmanned Systems, live at Exponential 2025 here in Houston with Neya Systems. And really excited to talk to you guys about your autonomy stack, NDrive, about your cybersecurity standard for UGVs in partnership with AUVSI that I believe was announced just today at the keynote. And so, you know, let's kick off with cybersecurity and standards and UGV, and please educate our audience about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited to be here at AUVSI XPONENTIal because we have been partnering with AUVSI for some time now and working with an industry collaboration on the Cyber Working Group to develop the Trusted UGV framework that will ultimately become a cyber certification process for UGVs in particular. Mm-hmm. We were able to build off the work already being done in the UAV space, expand upon that, bring in the unique capabilities and unique needs of UGVs, and then basically polish that framework to the next level.
Excellent, excellent. So, you know, if you could talk a little bit about what is because I think it's pretty important, what's the gap that exists today? And could you characterize some of the risks associated with that gap in a cyber standard for UGVs in particular? 100%.
You know, frankly, UGV development is somewhat going past the science project and the individual demonstrations, the onesie twosies, into real deployment, both in the military as well as transportation, agriculture, and mining. So really, we have to mature the entire industry. We've moved past this. It's enough to have the capability and the autonomy. Mm-hmm. Now we really need to make it practical and deployable, and cyber represents a big piece of that, right? Obviously, we want these systems to be safe, reliable, and a good way to do that is through cybersecurity. So while a lot of folks have their maybe their own special sauce on it, this framework really allows some community level of agreement to say, mm-hmm, we're going to establish the baseline standard, and here's really what we're looking for and what it means to be a cybersecure UGV as we grow in that deployment.
Right, and so that partnership with AUVSI is a powerful vehicle for, no pun intended, for scaling, right? So how does it work now for other, you know, OEMs to adopt the standard that you guys have kind of, your trailblazers and have developed? What does that model look like?
Yeah, absolutely, and you hit it right on the head. AUVSI is a great partner, not just for us helping to develop the standard, but anybody new who wants to come to the table. We have stood up the Cyber Working Group, and AUVSI was a tremendous partner in bringing those industry partners to the table, getting us all talking, and kind of, working out the logistics of how that works. But now it's kind of progressing to the next tier. We've got the framework established, and now we're going to begin to look at, okay, who are the cyber certifiers? Mm-hmm. If you're interested in that, certainly reach out to AUVSI. But also, if you have a platform that you'd like to take through that certification process, connect with your AUVSI, and they can reach out to their industry partners to help make that happen.
Excellent, excellent. So maybe now we'll move over to the autonomy stack and NDrive. Really interested, to share with our audience, kind of what NDrive is, how it works, what the kind of current state is, and all of that, kind of the introduction and.
Absolutely. So I can take that. So NDrive is a collection of hardware and software put together, mm-hmm, which when put on a vehicle makes that vehicle a smart, intelligent, autonomous asset. So we have the state-of-the-art hardware. Yeah. We are completely aware of the SWaP-C constraints of the various vehicles. So NDrive, in terms of hardware, comes in various flavors. So depending on the size of the vehicle or the application, mm-hmm, the hardware is adaptable. But more importantly, NDrive is also consisting of intelligent software modules that include perception, include localization, mm-hmm, include mission planning, motion planning. All those algorithms can be put, and they are adaptable to your different application, be it a defense application or be it a commercial application. The base algorithms, mm-hmm, remain the same, but we can customize all of those algorithms to your need, to your application's need, and make it work for your application.
Wow. Yeah, so for some of those, very challenging applications, contested environments, tough scenarios, is there edge processing, or how does NDrive kind of facilitate, that kind of situational awareness in remote GNSS denied, tough environments?
Absolutely, that's a great question actually. So we have a set of perception sensors. So basically, we are an extremely reactive system. We are not dependent on a priori knowledge of maps and everything. So we
Right.
perceive the environment using our sensors. We have a multimodal perception system that includes LiDARs, radars, cameras. We take the data from all these sensors, we fuse them together and generate what we call it a cost map. That cost map is then fed into our planning layer that makes these reasonings about whether a area is traversable or not, and if an area is traversable, then we go and traverse that area, and if an area is deemed to be non-traversable, then what we have alternate behaviors is we can back up and we can go back, or we can go sideways and find an alternate route to reach our goal point.
Very interesting. And so are you able to then feed back data from the field back into the algorithm, into the standard, and kind of leverage that intelligence that's being experienced in the field?
Absolutely. And this is one of the cornerstones and from the key pieces of our design and algorithm is we have mandated and we have provided this requirement to our developers that be it the data from a live sensor versus from a recorded data stream.
Right.
The algorithms have to be designed in a manner that they should not be able to distinguish between those two.
Got
so
it.
we have purposefully set up our software infrastructure in such a way that our algorithms are able to take the data live versus they can take it from a recorded data stream from the field, make use of it, and then provide the right answers.
It's fantastic. I mean, maybe just one question for both of you guys. How does this sort of NDrive work and the autonomy stack kind of inform or provide a kind of platform for developing a broader cyber standard? So like, what's the kind of how does NDrive lead to the cyber standard?
Absolutely, great question. So there's really two components there. One is just making sure the platform itself is cyber secure, using the sort of traditional techniques that you'd see almost at the corporate level, networking, computational security, all those types of things. But what really makes the autonomous systems unique is the fact that we can take some of that on-vehicle data and live in real time detect when cyber threats are occurring and then react intelligently to those threats, whether that's slow the vehicle down, turn off a particular sensor, or simply turn off a particular network port. We can make those decisions in real time using some level of onboard intelligence and continue the mission.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's super fascinating stuff. Really exciting. Congratulations on the progress and being leaders in this space. Anything else you'd like to share with our audience before we close?
Yes, so I want to add to what Dave said about NDrive and cybersecurity. One of the corner pieces and cornerstones of NDrive is, by design, we have made NDrive to be modular. And because of this modularity, more components or cyber components can be added to this NDrive suite of things. So if a new security feature comes in, we do not have to re-architect the system. It's just a modular thing, it's a new component, and we can take the goodness of that new component that has been added, so that by design the NDrive system is modular and can take advantage of any new feature that we can introduce to the system.
Right, so it's kind of like it's an ecosystem of to be developed.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, it's super interesting. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.